Next one is also an edit remix, and you just have to understand I can't play them on YouTube, so next one. Hey guys, today is a lazy Sunday, it's raining outside, it's super grey, I won't go to the studio and make music for the entire day, so I was thinking about doing a special edition cooking with Jon Sine. Today something out of this Nutella cookbook. I mean, just look at this stuff. Biscuit with Nutella, cake pop Nutella, Nutella cookies, Nutella crumble, cupcakes with Nutella, club sandwich with Nutella. This actually doesn't sound so good. Nutella sushi, pancake, Nutella cake. By the way, I think I will do today the next edition of Track Submits, where you send me your music and I give you feedback. I also don't really have the patience now to do something out of this book, so I will just go for a classic pancake with Nutella. I can't even imagine a person that doesn't like pancakes. So let me run the intro while I'm eating my pancake. Now I have to wash my hands first. Okay, all clean. Time to select the first track. First one is by Winmeer, a German producer duo. They started producing at the beginning of this year EDM music. They are trying to improve step by step, and the first track is called Edge, and they want to have some general feedback, especially on the panning that they did. So I will definitely need the headphones for this one. I have to leave the living room. Vanessa is using the Fusselbürste and it's just way too loud for me. She's also already packing her stuff for her vacations next week. So let's just continue here in the kitchen. Okay, so the track is actually by General Q. I think the name I used before is just the name of one of the two. It is pretty good, especially when you consider that they just started a year ago. It's a complete track, it has its style, it has a nice arrangement. The mixing is also good for people that just started out. There are a lot of small things that could be improved. I'm definitely missing a bit of sidechaining on this one, especially when you consider that it is EDM music. I'd also say that most of the sounds in this track could be nicer. I mean with that like a general better sound design. But this is something that is coming over time. You just reuse the sounds that you like, improve them, then find new sounds that are even better. The same goes with all of the samples. So that's probably the weakest point in this track, and that's just something that will come over time naturally without a problem. So don't worry too much, just do the next track and I think you're on the right way. I have not much to say about the panning, especially with EDM music. It's more important that it's like banging in the club and you don't really have to pay too much attention to panning the sounds. Just make some of them wide, leave others in mono, especially in the low end, and it will sound nice on club systems. Like panning hi-hats and all this kind of stuff is more for live drum kits, to make them sound like you're standing in front of a real drum kit. But EDM tracks usually just have a kick, a snare and an off hi-hat. So there's not really much you really need to pan, maybe just the effects to make it more interesting. I actually can't do this track. It's a remix using vocals where I'm 100% sure I'm not allowed to play them on YouTube. So I would just give this guy feedback over email and pick the next one. I finally found one that I can use. It's by Andrew Kappa. He started producing 2 years ago is from Latvia, and he's looking for some general feedback for his Cascades track. This already sounds like a progressive house track just by the title. This is a really good track, compliments to Andrew, it sounds amazing just after 2 years of producing. The arrangement is good, the mixing is good, the low end sounds super tight, the kick is really good, the melodies are nice, the synthi sounds are nice, there's nothing to complain about it. The only thing I'd like to see is that this track is right now only 3 minutes 40 long, and it's a track without vocals and definitely made for a club purpose. So I'd like to see a version that is maybe 5 minutes 40 or even 6-7 minutes long, so that it can be played in a club. It's a really good track. I will send Andrew 2 or 3 labels that I know, because when I started I used to make also progressive music. I'm still in good contact with the labels, and I think 1 or maybe even 2 might be interested in this. This track is definitely better than a lot of other things I've heard on Beatport and should get the opportunity to be released. The next one is by Madame Claude. It's called Wake. It is by a person that started 10 months ago producing, is 16 years old, and struggles a bit with the technical side of things, especially mixing, mastering, sound design, and the arrangement. So let's just listen to it. This is also a super good track. The mixing is good. There's nothing really sticking out. The balance is nice. It's all very consistent. There's just one little sound in the break that sounds like a submarine sound that is maybe a bit too loud. That was throwing me off a bit. But other than that, a great track. I love the style, sounds very unique, goes a bit into this future bass direction. I just love to see the main synthi drop out at some points, just have the beats and the bass without the main synthi, just to give the listener a break from it. It's going almost through the entire track, and if you take it out for 16 bars or 8 bars and then drop it in again, it will be more interesting and the listener can catch a break. Because if you have an element going through an entire track for 4 or 5 minutes, it will eventually get annoying. Even if it's a good element, if you repeat it too much, it won't be good. If you have a good, nice idea and you repeat it, it will just get boring. It doesn't matter how good the idea is. So try to keep it phone call. Listen, ciao. I'm even getting business phone calls on Sunday, but it's just the way it is when you're self-employed. You kind of always work. So where was I? Yes, just try not to repeat a good idea. This is also true for a breakdown or a build-up. If you have a good idea for a build-up and then like a fat kick, bass, breakdown, where everything is coming in together, don't repeat it in the track. Have this main part, the one peak time thing in your track, just only there once. There's no problem in having multiple breaks, but make them different and have this one standing out. Other than that, this track is amazing, especially for the age and the time he's producing, or she, I don't know, Madame Claude? No, it's probably a guy. The email address has Michael in it, so I'm assuming it's a guy. I might do another track, but first of all spending some quality time with Vanessa. She's done packing her stuff for her vacations. It's now 9:30. I had a fun day. Spent it mostly with Vanessa here at home, watching some new TV shows. But there is no way I'm staying an entire day at home, even if it means just to go outside to grab a couple of drinks at the nearest bar with a good friend. This right here is the smallest place in town, especially during winter. Beer and shots. That's coffee and cream and I don't know. We're done with beers and shots. We're the last people to leave. Actually, we're getting kicked out. They want to close this place. Oliver right here wants to take his bike. I don't know if it's a good idea. You think you will make it? Bis zum nächsten Nachricht. Ciao. This was a lot of fun. A bit too many drinks for a Sunday evening. Although I think it's now already Monday. There is one more thing I completely forgot. Facebook luckily reminded me. Tonight is this really big moon everybody's talking about. So let's check it out. I was hoping to be able to see it from just here. There is no way to see it from the backyard, so at least I'm lucky that there are no clouds, but I still can't see it here. I hope this moon is worth it, that I'm going outside 2 in the morning on a Monday. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it's brighter than usually or bigger. I can't tell any difference, to be honest. Okay guys, that's the super moon. It's super disappointing. Definitely not worth it. It even looks smaller than usually. It's a bit brighter, but still impossible to capture it with this camera. I could have just stayed at home as Vanessa told me, but at least I didn't miss it. I now can say I've seen the super moon. So maybe in 30-40 years again, I don't know exactly when, but maybe it will be closer to the horizon and will look a bit bigger. Right now it's just right above in the sky and looks super small. Now it's really time to go to bed. I have a super important appointment right in the morning and I have to be fit. I don't know if it's a good idea. You think you will make it?
I think I will make it because it's a very good idea.